If you remember in a previous class, we talked about the practices and principles that use the 8 testing questions, the 7 testing questions, I should say. Well, now we're going to go into the next phase of this part of the business planning, and we're going to look at the situation, and we're going to test that with the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats through each one of the 4 areas of the business plan: your human resources, your marketing, your finances, and your operation. So we'll move on from here. Remember, you're only going to get out of this course what you put into it. So if you've been following along, every night you should write down a little bit and work on the plan. And by the end, you will also have a business plan that you can use that's pretty comprehensive. So let's get started.
The current circumstances surrounding your life and business can create unique opportunities as well as obstacles. This section guides you through a description of your current situation for each of 4 business management functions: marketing, operations, human resources, and finances. This is a chance to inventory your resources and assess how well you are using them. In each management area, you'll collect facts and figures that will help you evaluate your operation in terms of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, SWOT. The SWOT analysis is a planning tool used by businesses and organizations of all sizes and types. Strengths and weaknesses refer to factors that are internal to your business. Opportunities and threats refer to your business external environment. Ultimately, your plans for the future should help you build on your strengths and overcome your weaknesses. Your plan should help you take advantage of opportunities or ward off threats offered by your environment. Keep a running list of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in each management area as you work through this portion of the course. Finally, you'll summarize that information and make an overall SWOT analysis for your business that you can include in your final business plan. Involve members of your planning team and other business stakeholders in this process. Assessing your current situation from several points of view can help you gain perspective on the issues and alternatives that your business plan will address. Now let's look at your marketing situation. When you ask another farmer to describe his or her operation, the response will usually begin with information on the number of acres farmed, the type of crops grown, and livestock raised. This made sense for the old agriculture when focus was on selling undifferentiated commodities to anonymous buyers. More and more, we are moving toward a new agriculture where farmers sell differentiated products and are in direct contact with their customers. You can begin with any of the 4 management areas as you develop a description of your operation, but we encourage you to consider starting with an assessment of the markets you serve and your strategies for serving them. These are the key questions you'll need to answer. What is our product? What markets do we serve? What are the unique features that distinguish our products? How do we distribute our products? How do we price our products? How do we promote our products? And finally, how is our market changing? Let's start with the first question: what is our product? This is usually an easy question, but it's sometimes useful to step back and think about what it is that you produce. As you ponder the question, what is our product, you may identify products that have great potential. For practical purposes, products are defined as commodities, final consumer goods and services. Now let's look at what markets we serve. We often think of a market as a place, but it's more useful to think of your markets in terms of the potential buyers for your products. Here are some examples will help illustrate this concept of a market. Greg Reynolds, of Riverbend Farm, sells fresh, organically produced vegetables to restaurants, food cooperatives, and community-supported agriculture, CSA, customers in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. Mary Dorr, of Dancing Winds Farm, sells goat cheese made on her farm to shoppers at the St. Paul Farmers Market. She also offers visitors to southeast Minnesota an opportunity to enjoy her farm and to learn about cheesemaking by staying in her bed and breakfast. Dave and Florence Meaner sold milk to their local cooperative and pasture-raised poultry, beef and pork to customers from the greater Twin Cities metropolitan area who visit Cedar Summit Farm. Each of these short market descriptions indicates not only where products are sold, the geographic scope of the market, but also to whom they are sold. Note that it is common to serve more than one market and that the customers in a market can often be segmented into several distinct groups. Once you have a basic description of the market or markets you currently serve, you'll need to gather more detailed information on the segmentation, size and scope of your market, as well as who is already serving the market. Are there distinct segments in your customer base, For example, households and businesses? How many potential customers are there in each segment in the area you serve? How many customers do you have in each segment and how much do they buy? These point to areas where it may be important to gather information as you begin to look ahead to expanding sales within a particular segment or to entering a new market segment. Once you've looked at your markets, you need to consider what are the unique features that distinguish our products. Unique characteristics differentiate your product and make it more attractive to your customers. For example, Riverbend Farm owner Greg Reynolds' vegetables are known by restaurant owners and food cooperative produce buyers for freshness and high quality. As a result, these customers prefer to buy from Riverbend Farm whenever possible. Similarly, the milk Dave and Florence Meaner produce is unique because their cows are pasture-fed. Many consumers who have tried Grazier's milk prefer the taste, and there is evidence that it has health benefits that are not present in conventional milk. Some consumers also prefer Grazier's milk because they want to support and encourage this production method. When Dave and Florence Meaner began the business planning process in 1998, they recognized these distinctive features of the milk they produced, but were unable to capitalize on these differences since they sold it to a cooperative where it was blended with milk from other farms. Dave and Florence identified two distinguishing features of their meat products: the animals are grass-fed and locally produced. These characteristics appeal to their retail customers in both market segments. The grass-fed, grass-finished characteristic are difficult for competitors to imitate, but other producers in their area can offer locally produced meat products. Ask yourself whether the unique characteristics of your products appeal equally to all the market segments you serve. A product attribute that is important to one group of customers may be irrelevant to others. The unique attribute may drive cost up and eliminate some potential customers. This is a good time to think about product features that appeal most to each customer segment. Even if your product or service is not strong in delivering those features, your business plan may focus on ways you can improve your operation to make your product more appealing to market segments with good growth potential. Now that you have identified your market, tailored your product, it is time to ask how you distribute your product to the customer. Distribution is the work of getting products from your farm to your customers. A distribution system is described in terms of the logistics, processes used to store and transport the product, the places where the product is sold, and the market intermediaries that help facilitate the flow of your product. In broad terms, most farm product distribution systems can be grouped into three categories. Sale of a commodity product to a first handler or processor, for example, sale of grain to a local elevator, milk to a creamery, or hogs to a slaughter plant. Sale through a grocery wholesaler or retailer, for example, sale of processed, packaged chickens through a local retailer, sale of a branded pancake mix through a natural foods distributor, or sale of fresh vegetables through a natural foods cooperative. Direct marketing, for example, sale of fresh produce at a roadside stand, sale of farm-produced cheese at a farmer's market, direct sales over an internet business, or catalog sales of bare root nursery stock. Of course, within each of these categories there is an endless range of variation for specific products. Dave and Florence use direct marketing for their meat products, with simple logistics and no intermediaries. Their direct costs for market access and travel to the farmer's market are modest, but it's important to note that they also use about 10 hours of valuable labor time each week. It's also interesting to note that most of their distribution costs are linked to sales at the farmer's market, while most of their sales appear to be on-farm. Of course, their presence at the farmer's market may be their best way to make first contact with potential customers for on-farm sales. As you describe the distribution systems you currently use for your operations, think about how well they help you preserve the unique characteristics of your product. In general, commodity distribution systems are the least expensive, but they also offer the fewest opportunities for establishing close contacts with consumers and for adding value through unique characteristics. Direct marketing systems offer the greatest opportunity for customer contact and product differentiation, but they are often the most expensive when costs for time and transportation are added. Selling through a wholesaler or retailer, that is, connecting with your ultimate customer through market intermediaries, is sometimes an attractive alternative to the other two distribution systems. You can often keep a strong link with your customers by using distinct packaging or by doing regular in-store product demonstrations. Also, there are clear cost savings in sharing storage, transportation, and product display costs. Most of those cost savings, however, will go to the wholesaler or retailer. In other words, when you work through an intermediary, you will need to share the proceeds of the sale to the final consumer with the retailer or wholesaler. For each of your major products, think about the advantages and disadvantages of current systems. Are there significant opportunities for reducing costs or increasing revenues by improving your current distribution system or shifting to something new? If there are, this is an area to revisit later in the planning process when you begin developing strategies for more effectively meeting the goals you set for your operation.